Wow, it's never said that before. It doesn't record you guys, it just records me. Okay. There's Winslow too, right there. They're coming in for the good energy. Well, thank you for joining me with your good energy. People who bring joy and peace to the world. Every little bit counts, I think. Butterfly pose. Just hold stillness and softness. Chance to connect with where you are right now. To arrive on the space of your mat. To arrive in your body. Rest your brain into your heart energy. Allowing for feelings. Let feelings come and go during practice. It's okay to acknowledge. And gently settle your energy with breathing awareness. Make sure that you're very comfortable, feeling free to change at any time. And we'll just stay maybe 30 more seconds in this shape. Perhaps feeling this energy awakening across the back of your hips and your low back area. We have a lot of energy flowing through there. And release the breath. Take plenty of time to leave that compression of that shape and to release it in a way that serves your body. Just take a moment to change to something else. Let that go. And then folding yourself into easy pose, one leg at a time, that closing of the knee joint and the releasing to the side with each hip. Loving awareness to your body. Work with where you are. Just tuck yourself in, adding support of your hands on your legs, letting your spine find length. But gently. And the shoulders, they want a nice downward energy as the neck finds length. Feel that length through the back of your skull. Now let's practice today a 4-part breath. So just take a moment to get any wiggles out as you settle in here. Take a positive attitude towards practicing a breath, some yoga for the breath. And just do it in a way that doesn't strain or force. So just like it sounds, square breath is holding equally the inhalation, the suspension of the inhalation, the exhale, and then that emptiness of exhale. So let yourself just play with that. Start really slowly and let yourself float in the places between. That's kind of how I experience it and how I soften into it. Letting everything stretch. Telling yourself it's okay to be empty. When the inhale energy comes, go with it. And then it's okay to be full. Stay calm and flow with exhale energy when it's time. So maybe 2 more times. Sit as comfortably as you can. And just focus on your breathing. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Float, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Soft, 2, 3, 4. And then Draw the breath deeply through your nose at a just easy releasing speed. And pause for a moment. Notice how it feels. Also, notice perhaps where you felt challenged in those 4 parts. And let's follow our breath awareness through our practice today. Just notice when you sometimes forget to stop breathing in, or some of that is hard for you. So come to your heart. Anchor your heart with your hands. So press in with both hands and down. So we're anchoring our rib cage. Lift up your chin. Close your lower jaw into your upper jaw to help stretch that part of your throat like lion's breath. And then relax your chin down. Relax your hands. Press again to your heart center. Take your head up and over to the right side. Just trying to release the front rib cage and the neck. One more breath like that. Carefully let go. Let's switch to hands. Anchor the ribs and go to the left side a little bit. Just find a little lengthening sensation. Relax into your breathing. Let it find steadiness. And exhale last time. Bring your head to center. Hands come together. And now taking your chin down towards your chest to lengthen your neck in the back. Keep your shoulders drawing down, shoulder blades draw together. A moment to drop into your heart space. And then coming together with vibration, humming your exhalation or sounding Om if you would like. So we'll start with a nice big breath in. Pick up your elbows, press your palms. Slow exhalation. And release. Release your legs. Let's practice sacrum balance for a moment. So lean back, lift your heart. Use your arms here to support the lengthening out of your legs, pointing your toes deeply, and then drawing your toes back deeply, whatever that is for you. Define your own deeply. Spread your toes, point them again, sit tall. Pull your feet back a bit, spread toes. And then find yourself on your hands and knees. By doing this transition, of course, you can do it your own way. Learning that, taking the legs back. Carefully spread your hands coming to the centers of your palms with fanned out fingers. Work your knees under your hips. Press your hands and feet to the earth. And find gentle uplift in your low belly towards your spine. So this becomes natural for us in life if we work on it during yoga practice. Let your belly lengthen as you breathe in. Gently stretch the front body, gaze to your nose. Breathe out, stretch the back body, tuck your tail, drop your head, press your hands. Inhale a pulling energy back to cow spine. The low back stays rather straight, just to focus on the heart. And then let the low back round with the rest of the spine. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Reverse the breath. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cow. Quarter dog, tuck the toes. Optional, if you need to avoid it, it's easy to not tuck the toes. We gently wake up the feet, walk out the hands, bring down the head. Quarter dog, Tarasana. Let your heart reach towards the earth. Feel openness in your hands up to your armpits, so your shoulders and chest feel open. And breathe out one last time. Draw your hips away from your hands to lengthen your spine. Inhale, return to tabletop and walk your hands outward to any degree. Remember, work is in the low belly here and in the legs. So spin them on around to your own degree, no judging. And let's take a lion's breath. Plant your feet, deep breath in. Gaze to your nose, open your mouth, and let it out. Customize. And then breathe in and release your hands. And let's come to the belly for a moment. So work forearms down. This is a nice, strong transition to come to the forearm plank pose. Take your hips over to the right side and down a little bit, maybe. Or have your knees down over to the left. Get that belly strength working. Just one more to the left. And then lower on down to your belly. Release your feet and legs long. Work your arms forward. Stretch them out on the ground. Stretch back through your legs. Let's do opposite reaches. Make sure your neck is comfortable and neutral, so let your face be downward as you lift your right leg and your left arm off the floor. Soften what you can. Breathe 5 times. Letting the breath flow, letting the practice flow. Flow freely. One more breath. Gently find that strength, not a lot of force. Come on down. Take the other side. Tomorrow's in Moon Day. Bring a little soft energy to your practice around the moon days is nice. Little yin energy. One more breath. So just like an 80% lengthen and lift there. And relax on down. Pull your hands back in by your chest. Hug them into your sides, legs together, cobra pose. Just lift your heart a little bit or more. Gaze falls softly down the nose. Bring together breath, bandhas, that's our core, and then drishti is the gaze, the focus. And relax, release. Downward dog. You can use forearms again to pick up your belly. Come to your hands and knees, work your legs up. Bring evenness into your hands, press into them, and relax your head down. Bend your right knee, then release that and bend your left knee. Go ahead and walk it out a few more times. Letting your head hang down in this pose as your belly draws up. And then bring both heels towards the earth. Press that center of your palms, find real power in that place. See if you can relax something and take one more breath. Observe where you are with the breathing in the pose. Transition to standing, walking forward. So we do this in our own way. Take several rounds of breath to work your way up. You can pause. Any costume adjustments as necessary, and then find your same standing pose. Salutation. Center your awareness. And feel that sovereignty over yourself as you use mindfulness energy. Gently firm your legs, balance your pelvis. The next time you breathe out, use the navel towards the spine a little bit. From this center place, cross your right leg in front of your left. Take up your arms and bring your shoulders down. Cross over, side bend. Gently take somewhere along that right side of your arm or hand and come into side bend. And then ask yourself to find center again. So you can think heart center, navel center, evenness, whatever helps you feel that sense of steadiness. And just one more breath. Release down your arms. Change the cross of your legs. When you breathe in, come up and bring your shoulders down. And when you breathe out, ease into your side bend for 5 breaths. You can just customize this so it feels nice in your body. There's a tick. And that's 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Had to stop to get the tick out of the way. Bring down your arms, centering. And then flow into Sun Salutation with those slow stretched out breaths. Inhale up to the sky. Feel that crest at the top of the inhale, and then exhale. Turn the energy to out breath. Coming down, land where you land, gently stretch out. Bend your knees to take care of your spine as needed. Half lift, a little extension, nose gaze like cow. Bend your knees to take down your hands, spread them, right leg back, left leg back, knees to the floor if needed. Press the earth. Just 5 breaths, little soften your elbows. Awaken the strength of your whole body. Draw upon everything, including the bandhas. That's where our last bit of core strength is. Then inhale to upward facing dog. Knees come down, release your feet. Straighten your arms and stretch your belly as you roll your shoulders back. The arms are strong and straight. Gaze downward. Exhale energy to downward dog. You can move through table. Come to downward dog, take 5. So allowing your spine to fall into place, using the limbs. See if you can bring your heels towards the floor a little bit more. It's fine even if your knees are bent, just try to reach your heels, don't hold back. And breathe in, step your right leg forward, walk up, extend. Slowly, slowly breathe out into forward fold so we naturally stretch out our breath. Feet, legs, press, reach to the sky. And then settle into the sides of your body with exhale energy. Again, inhale, float it up. Get a little taller. Exhale, fold in. Remember to let your knees bend. Keep your tummy strong. Cow spine on our legs. Half lift, inhale. Other leg back first. Spread your hands. Try to keep your hips low. Left leg, right leg. Side plank. 5 breaths to the right. I like the stagger feet. You can do your knee down. For 5. A firm press into the earth. Just 5 breaths today. Unless you do this again later. On this last breath, let your heart reach up towards the sky. Open it up a little bit. And then release. Really big spreading hand. Strong press as you change sides. A moment to set it up. Draw upon everything. Tone your belly in. Press. That pressing energy is empowering. And one more breath. See if you can open up your heart towards the sky a little. Stretch your chest. Exhale, bring it on down. Come down to your knees. Pull back to child's pose for a moment. Just to diffuse that excited energy for a moment. Inhale, come to upward facing dog. Try to even out your hands. Find that uplift in the center of the hands. You can lift your knees if you want this time. A little tail tuck energy. Breathe in once more. Exhale, transition downward dog. Find a use knee down version. Get your wiggles out first. Do those refinements if needed, then hold steady. Concentration is one of the limbs of yoga. Let your mind concentrate on your breath and body experience. Breathing out one more time. Bring your left foot forward first as you come out. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale to fold your spine forward. Taking 5 breaths your favorite way. Hold elbows, big toes or hands under feet. Slow down the breath 3 more times. Carefully firming and lengthening the legs as it works for your body. One more exhalation. See if you've got a little room to grow. And release yourself up to standing. Remember to use your legs for that process. Finish with the arm reach. And exhale. Bring it on down to your heart center. And just flow right open into triangle pose to the right side. Breathe in, stretch your arms as you turn your legs, one to the back, one angling, over and down. Radiate from your center. Long neck. So by the 3rd breath, you feel pretty settled into your shape. And on that 5th breath, just allow yourself to feel complete. Navel towards the spine, exhale. So that's important to help you come up. Also, press your feet, firm your legs. So we support our upper body and just turn your legs, stretch your arms. Find that little refinement with your feet and then over and down. Legs strong and active. Lengthen all your limbs and your spine. Exhale for 3. Nice to finish the exhales into the belly center. Hope you remember to ground there. Last time, breathe out. Keep your belly strong and your legs working as you come up and breathe in. Turn to the wide parallel feet. Bring down your arms. And go back to the right side for extended side ankle pose. So turn out, add the knee bend. A side lunge with the hips. Lean and reach. Curl your pinky side down on your reaching arm. Come down to the floor if you would like to. Don't strain your neck. Shoulders draw down. And turn your eyes and your face towards your reaching hand. And one more breath. With inhale energy, come up and change to the other side. Center your knee joint. Find the lean and reach with the top arm curling down. Add the going to the floor if it works for you. And focus for a moment on keeping your neck free. Big footprints into the earth. And exhale it out one more time. Let the energy of inhale reverse you out and come back to face the same way on your mat. Just step your feet in. Pause for a moment and just shift energy now to do a Chavragar, Moon Salutation. Listen for your breath, feel it slow and quiet. Just that gentle aspirant sound. And breathe in. Remember to lift your whole rib cage, not just the front. Then to bring your shoulders down. And breathe out over to the right side. Find your side bend, press your hands. Breathe in, come up, and go over to the other side. Just a small movement is fine. Feel that strength in your belly. And inhale to center. Hands down the center, step to goddess pose. Turn out your toes, bend your knees down the center line. Nice upright spine. Let your feet refine and then settle. Hook your right elbow onto your left and bring the backs of your hands together. Just let your rib cage here move your arms gently. So notice what happens naturally when you breathe in. It's expanding, so it's going to lift your elbows a little bit. And when your breath goes out, the elbows come down a little bit. So a few more times, just let the breath move the arms. Here the feet are pressing and open. There's a little bit of squeezing in the glutes. And just one more breath out. Press your legs straight up to star pose. Inhale. Exhale to the right to triangle pose. Nice and yin, nice and soft. Not totally yin because we're using our muscles, but just have some more little cooling energy, some moon energy. And breathe out one more time. Return upright and turn to face that right leg for Parsvottanasana. Going forward, just come to a place where you feel positive in that forward fold today. Nice long neck, relaxed. Little foot gratitude. And breathe out one last time. Transition to Anjaneyasana, just flowing from one to the next in your own way. Having time, space for that transition, for our low lunge with a little tail tuck energy. And you decide if you want to take your arms up, if you want to hold them down somewhere that feels constructive today. Bring awareness with your touch. And a little more tail tuck energy for that last breath. Press your front leg so you come upright and then transition to side lunge. You're gonna turn to face the side of the mat again with the toes going towards the corner of your mat, your knee too. And use your arms to come to side lunge position. You can come up onto your bent leg if you like. And let's press off. Turn out your other foot and come over to the other side. Press off and go to the right again. One more time, press and change sides. And back to the right for a hold. Softening what you can, just use your legs and feet. Openness. Feel the breath swirl one more time. And a determined press into your bent knee foot to come out and change to the other side. Find a hold that feels good right now. Soften your face, your breath. holding steady. Sometimes something's a little slightly stuck. You can stay with it. You don't have to change everything. Always changing if there's pain, of course. And press to release. Come up the center. Part of this sequence is Malasana. So bring your feet closer together to come to squat position. So you can determine that space between your feet as well as the turn out of your toes. Then just come on down. You can start resting on the legs. If you feel good coming a bit lower, my heels are going to come way up off the floor. So work with yourself. Stay where it's safe for you and take 5 breaths. Breathe out again. And work your way out and up. And let's come to Anjaneyasana on the second side. Low lunge, tail tucking, knee coming forward. Let your hands come together. Come somewhere where they bring good awareness or reach up to the sky. Down gaze off the nose. Shoulders down. If you tend to roll your shoulders forward here, there's a nice chance to do a little chest opening. Breathe into that center. And 5th breath. Transitioning to Parsvottanasana, intense side stretching pose. Have a little time to get there. So facing the same way. The miracle of that foot that's in front of your face. Trying to anchor all 4 corners. One more time, breathe out. Inhale, let your back foot and hip turn to the side so you can open to triangle. Just 2 or 3 breaths, returning here today with a little softness. And one more breath out. Inhale, come up carefully. Return to goddess pose. Left elbow under the right, backs of the hands touch, and let the breath move the arms. Feel these closed circuits, this energetic shape. Soles of the feet, backs of the hands. Press the arms and legs straight to start pose. Spread your fingers, breathe in. Breathe out, hands to heart, step in. Interlace your fingers, step at the top of your mat to transition to the earth. Breathing in, reaching up, breathing out, folding in, carefully check in. Bring your legs back, knees down, elbows down, come out to belly. Nice long belly on the earth. And open out, twist. Just for a moment, lie here and take your palms down out by your sides. Just feel that little stretch at your front shoulders. You can rest your forehead down or just lift your head. So we're going to take this to either side. So the front of the arms and hands are on the floor. So let's head towards the right. And use your left hand. Start rolling towards the right side of your body. Stop at any time. Be protective of your shoulder. If you get anywhere that says that's enough, just stop there. But we can continue to lift up the left leg and bring it back in space. You can lift your left arm off the floor. Take 5 breaths. Some are interesting. I run into a wall, and that's not bad. Let your head follow your spine. One more breath. And come on out carefully. Let your left hand return down, then your left leg. And return to both sides. Let your forehead rest. This is a great example of a pose that just requires so much precision so that you can do something that's positive for your body, taking care not to bring any harm. So find an open out twist that works for you. Breathe 5 times. Let your head be part of your spine. So it's as relaxed as possible. One more breath like this. Try to soften into that opening out energy. And then carefully bring right hand and then the right leg back to the earth that they lifted up. And let's come into half frog pose on our belly, just to do something that lets us be very still. Bring your right knee up alongside. Add a little curve over with your torso and turn your head, support your head so it feels good. Go completely soft. If your brain is quieter with your eyes softly open and steady, let that happen. Or if your brain stays quiet when you rest your eyes closed, you can try that. Giving yourself space from your thoughts. Don't expect your thoughts to stop, but space. Softly complete a breath on this side. And come out of it slowly so that you don't jar yourself or disrupt that work, but just ease to the other side in a soft way. Slide up your knee, turn your head. Take a moment to really observe that you feel comfortable so that you can be restful. Soften what you can, your face, your feet. The belly breathes into the earth. You can relax your bandhas. Relax your pelvic floor. Let the belly relax as you breathe into it. And slowly finish a breath. And then start to let the legs straighten and the torso and head return to center. And let's go to Balasana. Elbows hugging in, press down and forward into the mat to lift up. Set your knees together or apart, your choice, and go back carefully to any degree. Tuck yourself into that little seed shape. Let your forehead come towards your knees. And exhale one more time. Come through and sit down. So we reverse that jumping through here. We jump back and then jump forward by crossing the legs and bringing them through, compacting into that shape. If you can, play with it. And bring in your right knee down to Shavasana, head to knee pose. Seated tree shape. Be present with that first. The next time you breathe out, slide down your leg with your hands to any degree. Listen to your body. Is it your knee? Is it your spine? Where does your body tell you to stop? Behind your leg? You may bend your knee. Hold something and bring down your head. Breathe 5 times. Slowly. Inhale for 4. And exhale. Inhale for 5. And exhale. When the breath is complete, slide your hands back up your leg. Bring it out so your legs are together for a moment, centering. And then the other side, a mindful folding of your knee joint. Pausing for a moment with your foundation. Feel the next time you inhale. And then go slowly out, slide down your leg. Listen to your whole body as you determine the depth of your pose for today. And breathe 5 times. Breathe out once more. Then come up slowly, reverse out. Extend out your leg. And then bring yourself into Baddha Konasana for a moment. Try to star pose, Tarasana. Bring yourself with your feet together, knees apart. Possibly bringing the forearms to the floor. So let's just practice that hinge forward and explore doing this with me, learning with me. That's our 5 points of our star. It's our head, arms, and legs. We'll just go down as much as you can and we'll breathe 5. Remember to let your inner feet release from each other. And lift up your knees a little bit if they're low, just to get more of that star shape. And relax and release, come on out. And come onto your back to bridge pose. Lie down legs straight. Resist and then release. Have a moment if you need to change your hair or anything so you're on your center of your skull. Arms down. Feel the earth beneath you. And then at the same time, pull your heels towards you. Just resist that a little bit. You'll feel some strength at the back of your legs as you pull in your legs to bridge and then settle your feet down. When you breathe in, press your feet and lift up. Just do about 80% today. Have a little time to find space for your spine so your head can slide away from your feet. A little pressing through the feet. A little uplift at the hips and pelvis. Just rest your arms down. Fourth breath. Keep it a little soft, just one more breath. Feel the strength and the softness come together. And then bring down your spine. Stretch out your legs. Transition to seated pose with legs straight, Paschimottanasana. So you can rock up or come to one side. If you want to try rocking up just by flinging your feet away without holding on, if you've been practicing that for a while. Take a little time here to sit. You can draw your buttock flesh back a little bit to free your sitting bones. Think about your standing forward fold, a little uplift in the low belly as you extend out. Ways of taking care of yourself or supporting and bending in your knees. If your legs are happy, more straight, you can take your hands towards your feet or hold on somewhere. Bring your head down. We'll take 8 slow breaths. So be in a place where it's therapeutic. So if you have tension in your back body, just breathe into it and just stay at a very respectful depth with it. Make sure it feels like the good kind of tension that you're stretching out. Twice more, slowly breathe. Draw back a little bit with your toes and feet. And just one more exhalation. A little pause and then inhale energy to come up and out. And taking a little time with inversion if you want to swing your legs up the wall or onto a piece of furniture, legs in the air, or shoulder stand, or plow, any of these places of having the legs have some upside down time. Therapeutic, where does it feel good today? Support yourself. I know that's a lot of choices, but we've got to be able to take care of ourselves. So different day, different needs. Feel the quietness the practice has generated. Just feel your body. Feel your breath relaxed and steady. About 5 more breaths. And then begin your transition from rolling down your spine carefully if it's lifted, letting your legs come down out of the air from wherever you've had them up, and take both knees below at the shins, squeeze them in towards your chest, relax that away, take both knees over towards the right a bit, and then both over towards the left. Again, just try to rock and catch yourself a little on the side of your pelvis. Over the other way. And back to center for a hold. What do you want to hold? How does it feel good today? Taking happy baby variations or 2 knees in. Apanasana. Find a place where you can hang out and breathe 5 more times. So soft. Start to stretch out to Shavasana. You can stop with the feet together if you want to. Or just let them slide on out. And Drawing in the knees helps lengthen in the low back. Just take time to make sure your back body is open so it can be comfortable and resting. There's a sense of ease in the energy. And no matter what we've been doing today, it's probably involved some sitting. So one part that we can focus on just letting be open here is our front pelvis, our front hips. Letting our psoas be long. So a little feedback with your hands on that part of your body. Just let your hands rest there. Let the legs relax open. And then bring your hands up to your shoulders. Just touch your fingertips to your shoulders as you ask the shoulders to settle downward. Just a little light touch to remind. And let your arms rest open as well. And take a 4-part breath and then relax your breath. In your relaxed state, breathe slowly in 4 counts. Suspend your inhalation for 4 counts. Then slowly let your exhale release and be empty. It's almost like the exhale is continuing. Just let that energy of letting go continue. Then take a big breath in. Open your mouth, release a big breath out. And just breathe naturally for a few minutes. Restore your energy with a little rest. Feel the heaviness in the back of your skull where your brain is resting in that fluid. Let your brain rest. Bring softness to your eyes, your ears, your jaw and your mouth. Soft breath through the nose and mouth. Natural. Free flowing like a river. You might sense that your breath becomes a very slow process as you're still and resting, where it naturally finds a lot of space. Keep dropping in. And perhaps picturing a beautiful sky, some clouds, just perfect. Just lie there on soft green grass, under blue sky. Pausing just to be. Letting that imagined sky be also the sky that's right outside right now, the earth that's right below you. Release your mouth, your throat, your hands, your feet. Just let those places have the first movements. And go through your own process of changing to one side. You can look all the different ways, your own way. Do a little resting twist. Just let the knees go and then turn your head away from your knees. Stay dropped in to your practice energy, your Shavasana energy. Turn your head to center and change your legs. Turn your head away from your knees again and rest with your breath. Super soft. Allowing the energy to be settled. One last time, move the breath through. Return to your seat in your own way. Release the string. Tuck it in. Leave your fingers. Arriving. Feel the energy of your body. Check in with your brain. Spacious, perhaps. Check in with your heart. Let gratitude well up. All the things just showing up. All the energy. The opportunity to practice this tradition together. Press your palms up towards the sky with that interlace of the hands. Breathe in, open up your eyes. Breathe out, release down your arms. Sweep your hands together at your heart center. Again, breathe in. And so thank you. Gratitude for blessings great and small. Thank you for joining me today. We'll have the moon practice tomorrow morning. If you want to do more of that moon energy, usual time.
Where's that baby dog? Is that baby puppy still sleeping?